Anthony here. So, like I told you guys, like I predicted, the judge said that he intended to have me on house arrest. So I knew that was going to happen because he had to say that to protect law enforcement from liability of false imprisonment accusations and all that stuff. So I'm officially on house arrest. Uh, we then uh, asked for a motion to modify bail conditions because it's completely ridiculous that I'm on house arrest to begin with because I have zero history of skipping court. I've defended myself in court, and like in 2008 was the last time that I skipped court because I had a DUI and I was a kid and scared and didn't know how to defend myself and all this crazy stuff. So I have no history of violence. I have no history of hitting anyone or abusing anyone or even raising my voice and yelling at anyone. So it's completely unjustified to have me on house arrest. Like this girl is not in danger. I'm not a danger to her. I'm not gonna hurt her. Uh, But and then as far as me skipping court, like my house is up as collateral. I paid $34,000, almost $35,000 in cash that I'll never get that I'll never get back. Uh, that's like non-refundable and everything like that. Like to make sure that I show up for court and having me on house arrest or even electronically monitored is ridiculous. But you guys know that I've said that before. But so at the hearing, the judge isn't allowed to modify bail conditions without the victim present. So it's crazy to me how people can be treated as victims when they're not proven to be the victim of a crime. It's just misrepresentations and things taken out of context that I said, and uh, like whatever. I guess that's another story because I'm not gonna win that argument. Like, oh, because everyone's like, oh, believe accusers and all that stuff and whatever. So because of Marsy's law, he's not allowed to modify. The judge isn't allowed to modify bail conditions without the victim present to give their input. So so my trial or my hearing to modify bail conditions isn't until next week, or not next week, until May 24th. So there's that. There's like a ton of stuff explaining how Marsy's law is unconstitutional. I think in Florida it was only passed by like 52% passed it. Uh, the other kicker is in Marsy's law, the defendant is not allowed to show any, the defendant's lawyers, the prosecution, and I guess even the victim is not allowed to show any evidence that proves the defendant innocent. So, and from my understanding, they're not allowed to make any arguments to the contrary either uh, in their own defense. So I'm not allowed to argue that I'm not a threat to society, that I don't have a history of violence or anything like that. I'm not allowed to present evidence of my past criminal record to show that I'm not a threat to society and all that stuff. So we'll see how this goes on the 24th. It's crazy because it's like I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I haven't really thought this through or anything like that, but it seems like uh, definite denial of due process to have me on all these bail conditions and everything with no justification for any of them. Uh, it's not in my behavior. Like I'm a person who, like you guys know, I argue and debate and preferably in court, but I do it with other people as well. And I'm not a violent person. Like if someone doesn't listen to me, like whatever, no big deal. I'm just presenting my side and what I think. So that's the end of this video. I don't really have anything else to say.